What's up, guys? Welcome back to Burn the Ship, the podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to go all in and connects them with professionals that can help them do it. I am your host, Kellie, and this is Jordin Kellie. And today, our guest is BamCam,
Woo!
and he is going to tell us a little about his story with BamCam visuals. So, what's up? Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I picked up a camera my freshman year of high school, so that's how it really kicked off. You know, I had a camcorder. I didn't have the DSLR at the time, so I only knew about the camcorder. So I'm just kind of carrying it around. You know, I had a YouTube channel, and, you know, I started with the whole fight scene in high school. And then, you know, as time went on, I grew up a little bit, matured, and I was like, all right, I directed it a certain way. So I had a passion for taking pictures, but like I said, I had a camcorder. It only did what it was supposed to do, you know? So once I got out of school, I started to take a little bit more serious, start doing the family photos, weddings, anything I can get my hands on. So now I'm pretty much trying to market myself as the all-purpose guy because I like to jump in and out of everything. I don't want to just be doing one thing right now because I'm having fun meeting all types of people. So it's becoming just like just a natural thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So where are you from? Are you from Atlanta?
I was born in Mississippi.
Okay.
So born in Greenwood, Mississippi, moved to Cartersville when I was 5 years old. And been here ever since, really. So
yeah.
So this is home now.
I mean, pretty much it's home. You know, my parents and them were like, hey, we're going for a ride. And then we ended up here. And we never went back. So I'm like, all right, that's cool.
So when did you start? High school?
Yeah, so I started in high school, but I just
had that basic freaking little thing that you put on your hand, video camera, like the old school.
Like
I'm
the
just
90s.
roaming around school. I was literally recording everything. And then, you know, when I started recording everything, I started to catch certain stuff too. So I'm like, all right, well, I just became the vlog guy at that point.
You were the original vlogger.
Exactly.
So you're
But
obviously very
before this thing got
observant.
popular, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before it got too popular.
Yeah.
So, you know, now it's more of a directed type of intention versus then I'm just like, hey man, whatever, you know, whatever's on the camera is on the camera, you know, because I was having fun. So it's business now.
Doing it as a hobby, and it developed into a career.
Yes, exactly.
Which is the best kind of career.
Yeah. It's one that you don't expect too, because I mean, like I said, from a camcorder to where I am now, I'm like, dang, I didn't even know this thing existed when I was in high school. You know, now I see people walking around with them. It's like an everyday thing. So
Yeah. So what was the objective behind just picking up the camcorder and getting into videoing everything? What kind of made you have the desire to do that? Because that's not something that everybody every day just picks up and films.
Right.
Nowadays it is.
Right.
But back then it wasn't. So what kind of made you do that?
I was trying to find a way to express myself, like
Okay.
that people can actually understand, because I'm super just like kind of spontaneous, but a little illustrated at the same time. So a lot of people can't really vision what I'm talking about. So when I grab the camera, I'm like, oh, I saw this while I was going down the street. Whether I shoot a picture or a video, then I post it. They're like, oh man, what made you do that? I'm like, I don't know, man. You know, anything that I see, I just kind of want to put out there. But every image is not a masterpiece. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I can't be out here a million shots and just posting. But certain things catch my eye. I'm like, that kind of spoke to me for some reason. Just even like the smallest way. And then once I post it, you kind of get people who relate to the same thing.
Yeah, of course. So you got into this at a young age. What would you say that you have become an expert at in this field of videography, photography? Tell us what it is that makes it important and skills that you think that our audience, which is upcoming entrepreneurs, what can they learn from you?
Making people feel comfortable, like when they get to the photo shoot, because
Oh,
some
that's
people
huge.
like, if some people show up and they don't know what to expect because either they've never done it or they've had a bad experience. So when you're walking into one of those situations, you kind of gotta, you know, you gotta find some type of way to make somebody comfortable. So I think that's my biggest thing, because if I don't know the specifics behind business by just starting it, the only strength that I have is being me. So, you know, I just keep putting that out there. Sometimes I make a fool of myself, but in the end, like, it works out because I'm like, all right, now you are 10 times more relaxed. All right, I got you kind of speaking with some passion versus like the robot action. Yeah, my name is so and so. You know what I mean?
And when people are comfortable, their true self comes out.
Exactly. So, you know, whether it takes 15 to 45 minutes, which it depends on what kind of person you're dealing with, you know, So it takes that time, and within that hour, whatever we have booked by the end, for the most part, I'm gonna have you comfortable.
Good.
Sure.
Yeah, and that is a huge thing with anybody that wants to be in business.
Right.
Making people feel comfortable. You don't want to just come right out and sell yourself.
Right.
That's not the point. The point is to develop relationships with other people.
Right.
So even if they aren't one of your clients, you can still work with them outside of there and build business professional relationships that can help them, and it can eventually help you, like referral partners and stuff like that. So ultimately, just making people feel comfortable is really the base of what makes a company successful.
Right.
Yeah, so how do you think that you develop the skill of making people comfortable? Have you always just been the extrovert that you are, like talking to people and always making friends, or did you kind of learn that over the course of time?
Like that kind of person who can be friends with anybody.
Right, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I get from you.
That's
I can
how I
definitely
was
feel
in
that.
class. Like, I would get in trouble sometimes for like talking on the left side of class. I'm like, well, I'm gonna move you to the right because you don't know anybody over there. I move to the right, and it's just like, why are you talking to them over there? I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But I think
ISS.
right, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, all right, I get it. But I'm friends with everybody in this room, whether we have talked or not. That's just how I feel on a lot of stuff. But personal training, I directed my attention toward personal training right after because I was always working out and stuff. But I noticed whenever I trained, I got more comfortable. I got more comfortable with my posing and stuff with videography and photography. So I was like, all right, well, we're going to go train some people. We're going to try to jump in front of as many people as we can. So at one point, I was just training people all day. Now, I love working out too, but I
Yeah,
like
we
video.
can tell.
I like video.
We know.
earlier.
We know.
It's another way of like expressing myself, but I'm like, I don't do it for the money type thing, or I'm not doing it for the following or for the, that athletic shows. I just like working out,
Yeah.
So
It's a passion.
exactly. So, video overtook the workout side. So I was like, all right, well, what do we really want to do with our life? We're doing the training, which is cool, but I don't really love it. I'm getting out and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that's over.
So do you
with.
still do that? You still train people?
I don't still train people. I stopped around actually this year, the beginning of the year. I stopped. So I've had people hit me up for training, but I'm like, I'm just trying to get one lane. Once I get this video lane,
Yeah.
I'm in the
so
game.
you stop to focus on your business.
Yes.
Because I feel like that is one of the biggest issues that our audience has is you're in that 9-to-5 job,
Right.
you're making the money, but you're not happy with what you're doing.
At all.
So the purpose of burn that ship, never come back,
Right.
look forward
Keep
to
going
develop
forward.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
So people are used to having that income, and it's that scary place
They don't want to get uncomfortable for a
that
second.
you don't want to not have the money, but you want to do what you're passionate about. But what if what you're passionate about isn't going to succeed?
Right.
And so you're losing that money and you're losing that job to focus on a dream. But what if those dreams don't happen? So that's why we're trying to get people just nip it, go for it,
jump off the
burn the
cliff.
ship,
Right.
go for it. Yeah. So when you stopped personal training, is that kind of when you felt like you burned your ship and just went all in? Because I'm sure that you were getting paid from personal training.
Well, like I've had so many different jobs just to keep on doing this same thing. So like I was delivering flowers, I was the Uber guy, I was security guy, I was washing dishes in the back for Okinawa. Different things I had going on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, obviously this is the dream. It's got to happen one way or the other. I've probably had like a good 25 jobs where I was working, and I'm like, bro, we can't do this. This is not what we're gonna do for the rest of our life. Warehouse outside, and I'm used to kind of jumping off the cliff and building the parachute on the way down. So it's really nothing to me at this point. Like when
It's like a way of life.
yeah. So like by the time I actually stopped the personal training, I'm like, yeah, I'm done around Christmas time. And it was like as soon as Christmas came, it was back burning. I just started focusing on video, and it just started going up. So
How long were you doing training?
I got certified 2013.
Okay.
So 8 years, yeah. So it was cool. It was I like having fun training people too. I had a lot of fun doing that.
But it's not your career.
Exactly. Once you train like 15 people in a day, all all of the conversation and reaction.
That's a lot of energy too.
Exactly. A lot of energy.
I also
couldn't
feel like it's
imagine.
extremely repetitive.
It's super because I'm a form type of person. So I'm like, hey, you got to get your form right. If you don't do that, we can't get weights. And, you know, people get mad at you, but it's whatever.
Oh, you can hurt yourself so bad if you don't have right form.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that from my creepy weight training coach that would get behind me doing squats. Like, make sure your form's right. As he like lowers, I'm like, you're a creep. You're not
Like,
trying
get
to fix
away.
my
See,
form.
I'm like, get
but
on
I
the
would have
wall.
broken my back if it wasn't for him. So
See, I'm different. I'm like, look, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna sit down, you know, whatever we need to do to get the components working, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that was really the main thing for me. Like once I got better at the personal training, it kind of helped me get better for the video and photography.
right. So with you developing your charismatic, social, just an extrovert kind of personality, what would you say for our viewers that they can do if maybe they are a little bit more introverted than you? What's that skill that you have that maybe can
Help them come out.
help them
Right.
come out of their shell and develop themselves to make more connections with other people?
Just talk to people. Like I'll go in quick. Let's say
Yeah, but for some people it's really difficult.
For sure, but if you
You
make
just
a
gotta
goal,
do it.
if you make a goal to talk to 10 people, and it doesn't have to be a 5-minute conversation. It can be, hey, how you doing? Just 10 people when you walk into the store, bar. I used to do it at the bar all the time. Talk to 10 people before I leave. Next thing you know, you got a whole group of friends that
Yeah.
in the same, they're probably waiting for you to talk, but we're all waiting for the same thing. So somebody got to make the move. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to walk in somewhere, it's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. You can tell their response sometimes. You're like, well, I'm glad you asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, you make somebody else's day by just saying a simple, hey. So my thing is just talk to anybody in the room.
Yeah, that's awesome because a lot of people that I talk to, communication is a hard skill to learn. But by you saying that, give yourself a goal.
Yeah.
Tell yourself, today I'm going to talk to 10 new people that I haven't ever talked to, haven't met. 10 new people.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you can just grow and it'll become more fluid as you go.
Right.
So that's
Practice
something
makes
for
perfect.
that's something for introverts. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big deal, is just giving that goal. And I haven't ever heard somebody say that. So that's definitely a great idea for any of our
I'm
audience
gonna
that
use
is
that.
introverts.
It makes you feel good too. Like, I mean, honestly, my thing was when I made the goal to go into a bar, I had never been in before. I was somewhere in Columbus one time. And I walk in, I'm like, this is not the place for me. But I'm like, we're going to walk in here. I talked to 10 people. And the first time I said, hey, the guy owned the bar. I didn't know he was the owner, but I just said, hey to him. Hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm doing good. He was like, I own the bar. How about this, this, and this? And, you know, told me, hey, got you a drink on the house, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
We love when that happens.
So, I talked to him, and then I talked to the bartender, and then all of a sudden it was a chain reaction.
All my stuff just cut out.
Your headphones?
And my mic.
Your mic is good.
My
Yeah,
mic's
I
good.
can hear
Oh,
you.
my headphones just cut out. Maybe. Oh, no. Okay, now it's good, right?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Oh,
It
that's
wasn't
weird.
even unplugged. It was just down here. I didn't move or anything. It just came out. Yeah, so we can cut all that shit, right? Perfect. Okay.
No, but that's great. I've done that before. We went into Dry County. What is that? I think it's Kennesaw. Dry County Brewery, and I was trying to find the owner. He wasn't there at the time, but the guy that is most connected with the owner.
Right.
I was talking to him, and we ended up getting a free drink on the house. So that was cool. But then I got his contact information and whatnot, and that was just because from the previous time I was there, he recognized me. I was like, oh my God,
Right.
I'm flattered. You recognized me from the first time we met like months ago just because I said, hey.
Just a simple conversation can create a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's like a snowball
Yeah.
effect.
And it's literally vital to everybody's business.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. We do payment processing. And one of the biggest things that we do is just networking.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to people,
Build
making
relationships.
conversation. Being,
Right.
thank God, we're back to face because
Can't deal with the virtual stuff, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I go to plenty of virtual networking events. All of us do. We host one ourselves called MP Group Presents. It's every other Tuesday of the month, and we do that. But being in person is just a just different, and you really get to feel the vibe of the person that you're connecting with.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And the way that relationships can grow from there, because everybody's got to close a deal every once in a while. But building those relationships is ultimately what makes your business successful.
Oh, it's huge.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is your game plan with the future of your business? Do you want to stay with it just being you, just running everything yourself, or do you want to branch out and have employees and build
Teams that go
an
out.
office and go big league, or do you want to keep it more personal?
So for me, so like right now, me and my girlfriend are building a bus and turning it into a tiny home on wheels. So
Oh, I love that.
fun.
so
yeah.
it's
Oh, that's exciting.
That's
Like
the
hello,
mission.
A school bus?
HGTV.
Is it
Yeah,
a school
yeah. We
bus?
got a 40-foot Bluebird. Yeah. So my thing is like I'm not really trying to. I don't need the big crib. I don't need none of that really.
Yeah.
The bus is honestly big enough. Honestly, if I had a van, that would be big enough for me because all I do is edit, sleep, and I work out outside. So I don't really need anything else. You know, a shower occasionally, right? But you know,
Yeah, I think that's kind of a necessity.
right? You kind of need that, but you know, I don't really need a lot. So my thing is now just to kind of travel and express myself through the video and just blog and stuff about it, you know, and just kind of pick up traction that way.
Yeah.
And
so you're willing to do nationwide because
Yeah,
you're going to be traveling.
exactly.
So people, our viewers that are in other states, if they need someone to come film
If
a
they
wedding,
need-
come
exactly.
film
You'll drive your bus up there,
birthday,
your
anything
house.
like that. I mean, you're just going to haul that baby.
pull up right up on the
Yeah.
scene and we'll edit it by the time we leave. We'll be in the game by that point. So
There you go.
yeah, so that's really my whole goal is to travel more and just to create more personal experiences because I feel like, you know, we get so caught up in the career-led kind of aspect of things where we're like, all right, career, build, but nobody's really happy when they're trying to just roll through that career mode.
Yeah.
So, you know, to keep a good balance, that's why, you know, the bus is perfect for me because it doesn't tie me down and I can actually see things that I need to see, but also get back to what I like to do at the same time.
And when you're traveling like that, you can have different sceneries. Like
Exactly.
when you're in Arizona or something, you'll have a desert in the background. or something.
Exactly.
So-
Different content. I mean, like if you're popping up, putting up videos and you're always somewhere different, like, what is this dude doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It intrigues people.
Exactly. You know, and the thing is, I genuinely have fun with what I'm doing. So, you know, with the camera or whatever, it was perfect because I'm like, all right, I got the camera. We got the bus. What else do I really need? Like if I didn't have anything else right now, I think I'd be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm at that point. So right now I'm just trying to build to kind of disappear, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
I think that it's so I've done this a few times and it's difficult to talk to people that they made their business because they knew that it can be successful.
Right.
Versus having a passion for it.
Yeah, it's a money grab ultimately. Like they know that this is a good idea. I know that I can make money off of it. So let me just go all in. And what sucks is that I have done it with a few nonprofits too.
Yeah.
That they just don't really care
Yeah.
about the nonprofit that they're running.
Right.
It's the
And I'm
money.
like, oh, dear Lord. It's a very hard conversation. So to talk to somebody that's actually passionate about their business, which
you do
I've
what
had
you love.
a bunch
Yes.
of conversations
Great.
with people that are very passionate about their business, that passion will drive you.
It'll drive you more than anything else.
And it's going to drive our audience to want to listen to somebody that's genuinely passionate about their business.
Yeah, it's
Even
motivating.
If that's not the same lane that they're going in, it doesn't matter. It shows that you took that step of burning your ship and going into something that you genuinely care about, love, passion,
Right.
everything. I mean, it just shows that it can be successful.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes you better at your career, your business when you're passionate about it, you love it, and I don't know, it makes you put everything into it and it shows.
Right.
I've looked at your website, I've seen what you do, and yeah, it shows.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And that's like the basic, when people, like I say 9 to 5 job, but I mean, our job is, mine and Jordin's with the MP group here, it's not a 9 to 5 job. Sometimes
Yeah, if
it's
your
a
merchant
9,
calls you
sometimes it's a
at
9 to
night,
10 job.
you
Sometimes
answer.
it's a 12 to 6 job.
Right.
Like it varies, but every day I wake up and I'm never dreading to come to work.
Right, you're refreshed almost in a way.
I love the people, my boss.
I've been telling so many
everybody
people
that
lately,
I work with.
this is
I
our
look
family.
forward to coming to work.
It's our family.
I'm going on vacation to my cousin's wedding in LA the week of July 1st, and I was literally talking to my boss, and I was like, well, I can get a flight back here earlier. I don't have to stay gone that entire time.
And just like when Tristan was gone.
It's like frustrating to me, not because I'm missing out on necessarily business, but I'm gonna miss them. And when Tristan was gone, Tristan is our podcast editor. The
Tristan's thing is
HBIC of podcasts.
He walks around the office
The
and he
goat.
sings.
Yeah, he walks around the office
sings and we love it.
And so he was gone, and I looked at Jordin because Roderick walked up, our sales director. He walked up the stairs and he was singing, and Tristan was gone. And I looked at Jordin and I said, "Oh," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I really miss Tristan." I was like, I just miss his fun, energetic self walking around the office, being like, "Oh, I did it again," just like. Just casually walking through the bullpen,
pop-up concerts,
singing random songs.
You need people like that.
But that's the energy that you need.
And on Monday, he was singing something like Monday morning, and me and Kelly looked at each other like, oh, there it is.
We missed it.
See, having certain energy like that.
So we're not allowing Tristan to leave anymore.
Right, yeah, you can't go anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Like, ever.
Chained to the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I didn't see a thing, so...
Exactly.
But, like, I've seen the other side, too, of people not being passionate about what they do. Like, being an Uber driver, you see so many different lifestyles. It's crazy. You pick up somebody...
That's a dangerous job, too.
It really is.
It really is.
See, that's the part I liked about it, because I had the camera, too. See, it sounds
You said I'm ballsy.
So, like, I would have my camera
danger.
all the time. You know what I mean? And so, some of the stuff that happened, I'm whip out the camera and be like, oh, this is perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, you see different lifestyles from good to bad. All right, good might be you pick somebody up at 8 a.m. and they're already, like, slap drunk, but they're on a 2-week vacation.
In the morning.
In the morning, yeah. And they're telling you about
ATL,
this.
baby.
Right. So, like, they're telling you about their vacation. Like, yeah, I've got this going on. But then, that could be the person that doesn't have anything that they own. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you got the person that could be making 6 figures, millionaire possibly.
Yeah.
And they're sitting in the backseat just like kind of, you become a therapist at that point. You know what I mean? So you hear a lot of stuff and you're just like, how are you not happy when I just saw your career? I mean, materials don't mean anything, but the dude didn't have the smallest house on the block. You know what I mean? And so he's got like this situation going on. Here I am. I just put $30 in my car. I had $5 left over. I'm like, all right, we got enough money for gas. We can flip that, probably make $100 doing Uber, get us some food, whatever the case may be. And I'm the happiest person in the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, obviously, money, cars, none of that means anything. Yeah. So, I just started redirecting myself to get more rooted and try to really kind of push what I felt. I'm going for a feeling, not for a vision, really.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, Yeah,
no, it definitely does. Y'all seen that TikTok of that comedian? It's like a snippet of his stand-up, and he was like, I was sitting in the back of an Uber. My girl just broke up with me, and my Uber driver said, let me give you some relationship advice. And he was like, okay, yeah. And he's like, when I broke up with my girlfriend, when my girlfriend broke up with me, I went and slept with every single person that I came into contact with. Do you think that helped me? And the guy was like, no, absolutely not. And he said, it did. And he was like, oh, okay. And the guy was like, and then I went and I called her and I told her about everything that I did. Do you think that helped me? And he was like, no, definitely not. Definitely did not help. And he goes, it did. And then he was getting out of the car and he goes, the guy was like, so do you think that this conversation helped me? And the Uber driver was like, no. And right before he shuts the door, he goes, it did.
Oh, that's funny. I like it.
And just leaves. It's
Next time you see that, send it to me. I want to see it.
I will.
I haven't 100%. Seen that yet.
Yeah, but are you the Uber driver that talks to the people? Or are you going to chill and see what their vibe is?
If you weren't talking to them.
I was the guy talking to everybody. I talk to you. Much,
You're outgoing.
It's pretty much like as soon as
But sometimes you get in the car and you're like, don't talk to me.
Well, you can tell the people that don't want to
headphones
talk
in.
for sure.
Like, you feel that vibe.
Yeah. And you're like, one lady, I went and picked her up, and she like looked outside the car. She just looked at me, and I'm like, "You gonna get in? She's like, are you gonna pack my bags in the car?" I was like, "Ma'am, this is not a black car. This is a regular Uber. If you wanted that service, you should have went up in your wallet and just,
Ma'am.
you know, made the little extra purchase.
Damn, my Ubers always put my luggage in the car.
Well, see, it's the fact that she just sat there and she had like this, like,
Oh, it was kind of
Snooty,
like,
like,
well,
I
get
expect
up.
you to
you know,
do
it
this.
wasn't, because a lot of times I pull up,
prestige.
I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, and but I rolled up and she just had like this snark look. I was like, "Okay, I don't know if I want to talk to her."
Yeah.
So I got in. I mean, she got in the car. She didn't really say a word, nothing like that. But I was just like, "You had an attitude off the front." So I'm a cool guy, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to deal with that problem. You know what I mean?
It's like a hit or a miss sometimes.
Yeah.
With the other person.
Well, and with that, I know that job is so dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, it's really incredible that people, I mean, I get it, but, I mean, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, I
It's-
don't know. If
it's so
I had a more
dangerous.
fuel-efficient vehicle,
The
I might
person
consider
that got
it.
in the Uber the other day and just shot someone in the car.
What?
Yeah.
No, I
Dang.
didn't
You don't
hear
read
about
the
that.
news?
No.
You're
Yeah.
not a
The
news
news is
fan?
depressing.
You don't get the notifications from CNN on your phone?
No, I hear about the news from y'all and from my husband. That's how I hear about the news.
That is funny.
So, no news. Yeah, it's a dangerous job. I mean, people will just get in the car and
I think that was the best part about
cap
it.
someone.
I mean, like, people started seeing how dangerous it was, so they really started hitting me up on Facebook and Instagram, like, "Yo, can you pick me up at Friday, or can you take me and my girl somewhere?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you," you know? So it started to become a thing where I'm like, "All right, well, I'm the safe guy. That's cool with me, because
Yeah.
everybody else is crazy. Everybody
You're
else
the
is
go-to.
crazy."
Yeah, facts.
So as long as we're giving the right amount of gas money and everything, we're good, you know?
What's nuts is that when I was in college, our Uber driver, I'm not going to say his name. If he would ever see this or this gets exposed, I'm not going to say his name, but everybody in Carrollton knows exactly who I'm talking about. You remember when jewels were a big thing and like the jewel pods? So he would take payments in jewel pods instead of money.
What?
Because once they are empty, he refills them. And sells them in the Uber to all the drunk
Wow.
college students that want to hit a jewel.
That makes a lot of money.
Dumb as hell, but it's very
Dumb,
it's
but smart.
Yeah, you know,
Smart.
yeah. So
Dumb
I know a
feeding the
lot of
addiction,
dumb
but
Uber
very
drivers.
smart, yeah.
There was like a lot of dumb Uber drivers,
good
but
business.
like y'all are making money. But I'm like, I can't jump in with y'all because that's, first of all, I don't think I'm that edgy. No, you got it, man. You got it. Can't do it.
Yeah, so thank God we got you out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So now
for sure.
you are focused on your career and continuing to grow
Doing
and
videography and photography. Your main
build
focus,
everything.
last time we talked, it was weddings and businesses, right?
Yes, weddings and business promo. And when people hear that, like, well, what does that mean? Well, you know, weddings, I'm going to create a love story for the specific couple, you know, to kind of whatever tailor to their relationship and personality. And the business side, you know, catching more of the candid shots and showing your consumers who you are. And besides everybody being so professional. And I say that in a way of professional being like too corporate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to have a little bit of flavor about yourself, you know? So
Like
Yeah, of
having your real
course.
personality come out.
Exactly. Because, you know, people have to believe certain things like that, you know, and they can see it when it's too professional. You know, it's like, hey, relax just a little
I call
bit.
it
It's a
your
different- it's a
customer
different-
voice.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
it's a
That's what I've
different
always
representing
called
vibe.
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't talk to somebody on the phone the same way that you're going to talk to them in person.
Right.
Or
A
throughout the
friend versus a
conversation.
customer.
Yeah,
That's a
I
big
mean, I know
difference.
that. I sound like a dude, but on the phone, I'm like, "Hi, this
Yep.
is Kellie."
I've heard it.
Like, fuck, that is not me. Like, I sound like
Yeah.
a raspy man, and that's how I'm gonna talk to you if I'm face to face, just not on the phone. That customer service voice hits different.
Right.
So, if you weren't doing this, what do you think that you'd be doing? Do you think that you'd still be personal training, or were there other aspirations besides this, and this is just the one that you're most passionate about?
Personal training, and a little bit of art.
Okay,
And,
what
you
kind
know,
of art?
Like painting?
like drawing cartoons and stuff. You know, I used to draw
I
a lot
love
of those
that.
when I was
Oh,
young.
cool.
So it's crazy because I hadn't tapped into that in like since high school, really. You know,
Art's therapeutic, though.
Exactly, it really
I'm
is.
very artsy,
Yeah.
so I love that.
Jordan is the art queen. She loves doing artistic
I'm the
stuff.
one.
Yeah.
See, I was
So that's what you would be doing.
Yeah. I started off. One of my coaches in high school, he was like, "Hey man, I need you to draw this Florida Gator head on this footstool for me." I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." You know, not really knowing what I could do, but I looked at the Florida Gator thing on Google. I was like, just watched it, looked at it, colored it in, sent it to him. He was like, "Yo, man, this is really good." So, you know, I made a little money off that, but then I kind of just stopped doing it between playing like sports and stuff and all that. So like art became like the back burner at that point. Like now, I'm doing the video, I'm working out, and I'm just on the bus all the time. So art doesn't really have a place with me right now.
It's more like a side hobby.
Right. Unless I'm really sitting down and I'm like, I don't have anything to do for the next 2-3 hours, I'll possibly draw something. But
like,
I got to be feeling it.
My dad is a huge Florida Gator fan.
And, so
and my
is
granddad.
family.
So I've done a lot of Florida Gator stuff. Like I've told her I don't buy presents, I make presents. So I've done a lot of Florida Gator stuff.
Yeah.
So I can relate.
Yeah, so you would be doing something in that sort of field, but it's awesome that you were able to find your passion and really go with it. So Hernan Cortez was a Spanish conquistador.
Yes.
And he had all of his soldiers on a ship that got to the island, and he literally turned around and burned the entire ship so that nobody could go back to where they're from. So that's why we named our podcast Burn the Ship.
Yep,
so
you gotta
once
keep going
you
forward.
are an entrepreneur and you start that business,
Right.
burn whatever is behind you. That's like kind of like never looking in the rearview mirror.
Right.
Like burn that shit behind you.
No
so that
backup
you put
plan.
you put your all into what you're doing.
Right.
So what would you tell our audience, our future entrepreneurs that are going to hopefully trying on the process of getting out of the job that they don't like doing, or they just have a dream that they aspire to do? What advice would you give them, telling them, burn that ship, go for it, go all in?
Go for the feeling, not the vision. And I only say that because you can have a vision all day, but it might not match up with the feeling. Like I've seen people, like you said, people can build stuff just because they know they can make money, but then they get there and they become a slave to the thing that they, like, I got to do it now. You know what I mean? Versus I want to do it now. So go for the feeling versus the vision, and just don't stop trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to be
Don't
real
give
about
up.
right. You got to be real about certain stuff though. Like if you're saying like, I want to be like LeBron by next year. Like if you know you ain't never played basketball in your life, come on, man.
That's like my 5'2" self going out there and being like, WNBA, what's up?
Right. I want one dunk. Like,
I don't know, you might make it.
Oh yeah, I'll be the cheerleader on the side.
Thank you, Tristan. Thanks
that
for the positivity.
That
Right,
gets
she got
hit
the
in the head
confidence.
with the basketball every time. I'm at that goal and I'm just like. We love that. That is a great representation of what happened to me
There you
actually
go.
when I did cheer for basketball. I got hit in the face.
that was a real life moment.
Oh, you did
I got-
basketball too? I thought you just did football.
No, only in middle school because I had to. And I got hit in the face with basketballs regularly. You know when your friend had the ball in their hand and they would hit it off the
Yeah,
inside
try to
of
flick
their
it
elbow.
towards you.
Yeah, so my friend was doing that to me, and he was just messing around. And he was doing it good a few times. Let it go.
You got too comfortable.
No.
And then cheering, standing right by the goal. I was the only person on my team to get hit in the face
Oh,
3
my
times in
goodness.
one season.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't cheer basketball anymore.
That you might have a little PTSD from that. Yeah,
I get
it.
I genuinely
Anytime
do.
you said basketball now, you kind of
Yeah,
like dunk.
I don't even want like courtside seats.
Right, like who needs to be that close for real?
Let me get like three stands up.
Right.
Let me get
I'm
3
good to
rows
go.
up. I'm not trying to do all that. But yeah, awesome. Well, let our audience know how to find you. What is if you have a website, your Instagram, Facebook, all your handles, let them know how to find you.
So we'll start with the website first, www.bamcamvisuals.com. Then we got Facebook is under Albert Bam Bam Catron. That's my personal business page, BamCam Visuals. And then the Instagram is BamCam Visuals. So, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm hanging out at.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and talk with us. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming out here.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, and if you guys need a, very in shape, retired Uber driver
Right, yeah,
with
yeah.
a strong,
Special occasions.
strong
Special
passion to
occasions.
do weddings and
personality.
birthdays and
Right.
all that jazz. Yeah,
If
y'all.
you need your night vlog for you while you get the Uber driver, I'm here for you.
The
I'm here
man.
for you.
Yes,
You know, whatever you
sir.
need.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bam, for sitting on here and talking to us. So y'all hit him up. We'll see y'all later. I'm
Thank
out.
you.
Out.
Bye.